Didn't see the big bang, whoa, pockets on swole. Big bang, rubber band set. Big bang, whoa, pockets on swole.
Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to the 1K World Cup 2026 presented by Joke. It is here, the penultimate match of this tournament. We are now officially in the grand finals, and we have two of the three heaviest hitters remaining in the tournament going up against each other. It is a rematch from earlier in the tournament. It is going to be the United Kingdom taking on the United States to see who will be facing off against none other than Japan later this weekend. As always, my name is Sparky, and I'm joined in the commentary booth by none other than Sparxe. How's it going, man?
Hello. I'm very excited for this match. As you said, two very strong teams with some very strong players in them, all having placed very highly in individual joke tourneys and also 1K World Cups of the past, so they should more than be able to handle this pool. But it is a tough one, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those where every single name in the last three teams are players that we've seen make very deep runs, are usually in grand finals, or usually in finals. And I mean, like I said, we've seen these two teams go up against each other before, and the United Kingdom managed to win that match over the United States. Now with the pool being as hard as it physically can be for this tournament, do you have any expectations knowing the players that are going to be playing here in just a couple moments?
Well, with the pool being a lot harder than it was in that last matchup, I do think it might be a little more favored to the United States, who have been pretty known to be a skill-capped team, having players like Aki, M-Biscuit, Sleepy Fluffball, and Dan, all basically just known for pushing themselves in terms of just star rating in 1K a lot. And yeah, very good at speed, very good at high density bursts. But I mean, the UK, they still have Ting and Zubin in terms of like speed, so that's it's still not an easy matchup. But I do think the United States might have the advantage on some of the harder maps, so they could probably just like pick into those somewhat comfortably, or at least I expect them to.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those we'll have to wait and see in terms of where everybody's relative comfort level is, because we can assume based on past performances where they might be, but I mean, that's always the nice thing with new pools is what exactly are the scores going into it. And I mean, on paper, I thought the United States had a bit of an edge the last time these two countries met up, and I mean, this Wrecking Ball duo of Zubin and Spanner Dude are just out of this world in terms of the level of consistency they showed on easier pools, and the fact that they scale very well into a pool like this. I mean, I'm expecting misses. I'm expecting flawed performances across the board. Like that's just inevitable. But I'm ready to eat my words. I'm ready to see somebody pull off something ridiculous going into this. And I mean, there's plenty of things to choose from in this pool. Like there's a full complement of Rice, it's a full complement of LN, full complement of hybrids, and of course the little nuances with the speed and SV also making their appearance as well. It's basically just like where do we go to start off, especially knowing that we don't have any protector bans to worry about.
Yeah. And I think this pool also is very favored to those who have practiced the pool a lot, because some of these patterns are quite unintuitive, and I do know some players that like to leave their practice until the very last day, like a Saturday evening type deal.
No, you mean during the match.
or there, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no, what is it? You can't mind block the pool if you don't know the pool. So
yes.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, the United Kingdom winning the roll, 92-45. So they will be picking first, whether they want to or not. I mean, what do you go for here? It's just everything's hard. That's a given. Do you go for Rice? Do you try to maybe out-act the United States like they did in the previous matchup, where the ratios were just a little bit cleaner on their end? Do you go for these hybrids that are super tricky? Do you go for the LNs that are very, very interesting to read? Do you throw a curveball? Did anybody practice the SV? Like, with it not being able to be banned, is it a free pick for somebody?
Well, they seem to be rolling for picks from what I'm seeing.
I mean, yeah, sure, why not? Just coin flip it. When everything's hard, nothing's hard. And I don't know why they're worried. It's like, I'm expecting like 970Ks plus from everybody. Like 1 miss, 2 miss here or there. It's like everybody knows how to play everything. Nothing's difficult for these people anymore. It's
yeah.
Of course, I'm being facetious here, but
I would wish to be in like a state of zen where like my picks don't matter. It's grand finals. I can just play anything.
Yeah.
I wish I could be like that.
It's a luxury position, and scarily enough, I think both of these teams are in that kind of a position where it's like, it doesn't matter what we pick because the other team's equally as good as we are, or they're equally as bad as we are at that pick. So it's just like, what's our strength? It's like, oh, Rice? Cool, they're good at Rice too. LN? Cool, they're good at LN too. But it looks like it's gonna be Rice 4 after a lot of deliberation here. Just trying to figure out what the first pick is gonna be. And I mean, yeah, sure, let's go tech.
Yeah. This is And OD9 Rice at 5 stars, 208 BPM. Yeah, it is, I think, probably one of the like simpler ones in terms of patterning, but you still have to hit 208 BPM, like 1.6 and 1.8 bursts. So, I mean, for these guys, I think that this is probably pretty comfortable. We'll probably see some sort of act battle, but definitely trip-ups are still possible.
Yeah, it feels like it boils down to the transitional moment where the burst patterns really do start to come in, going in from those like start-stop, slow down to quick speed ups, and then going back out of it. Potential for overstreaming some of those patterns, leading to the misses, but we'll have to wait and see which of these two teams has their ducks in a row. We got Spanderdude and Zubin, unsurprising, on the Rice pick. Aki and M-Biscuit going to be on the other side for the United States, trying to get the run back here to maybe get some revenge against the United Kingdom for the earlier match in the tournament, but you just have to wait and see.
Yeah, M-Biscuit was second player for the United States here. Understandable, as a former Taiko player, they will be very good at Rice like this. And then Aki, of course. we don't even gotta mention Aki. She's just good at everything.
Yeah, but this is stuff that she just devours, it feels like.
Probably gonna be perma-lobbying.
And as we get this map started, already seeing some misses coming from the side of the United Kingdom. Zubin picking up the first drop in the lobby. Everybody else holding on to that 99.8% accuracy. It's ridiculous how high, it's so hard to understand how good these players are, but right now United States taking full advantage of what's going on. 14,000 points to the good on their side, with the corner of the map already gone here. Is room for recovery for Zubin, about to cross that 400 combo cap once again and already back up into that 99% range, but gonna need some misses to come through from the United States to try to give the United Kingdom something to work with here.
Yeah, and this is that kind of map where if you're hitting it, your AC is gonna be pretty high, so that miss from Zubin is gonna hurt a lot, and they are gonna need to see a trade if they want to take this back.
So far, nothing coming through from the side of the United States. Half the map already gone here. Everybody kind of settled into their respective accuracy ranges. Is really just the recovery run from Zubin, and I mean, for what it's worth, they are making that recovery run, already back up to 99.3% from them, but it just feels like for every 100th that the United States can claw back, it's just just based off of that one burst that Zubin missed earlier, accounting for this 18,000 point gap that they've accumulated here with a third of the map left to go.
Yeah, the United States looking super consistent on the first pick here, on the UK's pick as well.
Yeah, that really does compound matters things here, just opening things up with a breakpoint. Got to do wonders for the confidence if you are the United States, who I imagine are the ones looking for something to prove here to try and get that run back, but with a quarter of the map left to go, it's still an 18,000 point margin. Aki and M-Biscuit just becoming this insurmountable wall. For what it's worth, Spanderdude equaling one of the scorers, basically in lockstep with the two United States players, and similar to how it was in the first matchup, it's just those singular mistakes, those little moments at the crucial moments between these two countries that really make all the difference. The fact that one singular drop, it felt like, from Zubin led to 20,000 points for the United States. About what I expected to start this one off. Nearly a triple V1SS. Aki with a singular 200 to dot that performance. And, I mean, barring that one drop, Zubin would have been right up there with them.
Yeah, and Aki, despite hitting that 1-200, still going to be the top scorer of the lobby just because of that 2-digit 300 count. Very insane.
Yeah, I mean, we're in grand finals, by the way. Like,
39.
Yeah, it's like, all right, handshake with everybody else that competed. It's like, yeah, this was what you were going up against on the podium. It's like, it's ridiculous, the fact that these guys are as good as they are. I don't think there's, I keep saying it, there's no other way to really describe how good these guys are. But regardless, United States with a breakpoint in the back pocket now to work with. Do they decide to go a little risky with this pick, knowing that they have a little bit more to play with now?
Yeah, they could try to play around with maybe either of the speeds, something just really hard to really gauge things out.
Yeah, you got the speed picks. Do you try to pinch the rice pool, since that seems to be like the overlap of the Venn diagram becomes a circle when you put these two teams into consideration? The fact that you have a core that can play every single rice pick. Do you just try to eliminate that pool immediately to force the UK into the LN hybrids? That being said, I mean, maybe a little dangerous knowing how good Spanner Dude is on the LN hybrid stuff. It'd be an interesting prospect as we wait for the United States' first pick here.
Yeah, I mean, Spanner Dude very much matched the United States in that map. In that first pick, it was just Zubin finding the unfortunate break, so it's really anyone's game still.
Yeah, like, all things square, you eliminate those couple of drops, the hundreds and the two misses, and 139 300s compared to the team score from Aki and M-Biscuit, it would have been maybe inside 1,000 points. And it's gonna be LN1.
Alright, dichotomy. I would say probably out of these LNs, the easiest one. But it's not very easy. It is FCable, but pulling it off in match is pretty crazy. I don't think anyone in Joke 4 even did that out of the top 3.
Alright, we'll just have to wait and see. Watch it be a 4-way FC.
I think all 4 of these players are capable, but yeah.
Yeah. It's just chock full of places to find drops, so wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they are human after all, but sometimes I call into question that statement. But
Yeah.
have to wait and see who comes in for this. I mean, I imagine it's going to be Zubin and Spanner Dude, yeah.
Yeah, the dynamic duo for the UK. The skill cap pushers on their side.
Yeah, and then on the other side, you have Aki and Sleepy Fluffball. I mean, just exploded onto the scene for the United States and are basically the top 2 active players, it feels like, for that country. You can make some arguments here or there for a couple others, but of the ones that are actively still participating in this tournament series, like, I don't really think you get much better. But here we go. LN1 going to be the pick here. United Kingdom looking to try and get that breakpoint back. The United States looking to try to double up from the get-go here. The good thing for the United Kingdom is that it is a best of 13, so 7 points are needed now in comparison to the 6 from earlier rounds. So a little bit more leeway, a little bit more wiggle room to try to get it back, but wouldn't hurt to get it the first time of asking.
Yeah, wouldn't want to go down too much of a deficit, because I mean, eventually Stamina's also gonna start to play into this, and Spanner Dude with an early miss. Bit of a misread.
Yeah, the triplet gallops maybe catching them out, that first one making its appearance and maybe just causing either undertap or an overtap there. But as we continue this map, another drop from Spanner Dude. So now role reversal. Zubin finding the early drop on the rice pick. Now Spanner Dude, the one I was thinking was going to be carrying the mantle for United Kingdom on the LM picks, finding the little bit of difficulty. That being said, very early going in the map, and like you were saying, FC is hard to come by on a pick like this, but if the United States continue this 8,000 point gap, Zubin trying to do everything that they can to try and keep it close here. Highest accuracy in the lobby by a margin, but finding the drop on the transition into the Ki. A third of the map already gone, and the lead balloons to 23,000 points for the United States here.
Yeah, 3 people hitting that burst. I'm surprised they did, but Aki now finding a miss on these doublets with effectively, being offhand and on hand intermittently.
Just a mishmash of varying snaps all over the place during that section. I was gonna say Sleepy Flopball, the only one to survive that, but transitioning out of it does find a drop, so no more FCs left in the lobby here as we transition on into this next section.
Couple more. That was a big one from Sleepy there.
Yeah, dropping down all the way into that low 99% range, back into the range of Spanner Dude, who has done very well to recover from the earlier hiccups, and now being brought back into the equation. The lead is only 4,800 points in favor of the United States with a third of the map left to go, and there's still a lot of places for drops to occur on this map. The United States, and there it is, Sleepy Flopball finding the drop, and now the lead beginning to grow back in favor of the United Kingdom. 1,000 points to their advantage as they try to make the recovery run. Quarter of the map left to go. Zubin finds the trade. 2,000 points now in favor of the United States. There's still all to play for these two countries. Who is going to be the one to hold on longest? It's now a game of composure for the two countries. Spanner Dude gonna be the first one to find a drop, leaving Aki alone with the only semblance of combo. Sleepy Flopball trades it back here, but I mean, so long as Aki holds on, 10,000 points now, the advantage for the United States.
And more misses from Sleepy. They're getting kind of chainy here.
Massive burst, they're catching them out. As we continue on, can they hang on? It's 3,000 points now as we make our way into this outro. Is there enough time for the United Kingdom to try to claw this one back? They do have some. So actually, Aki finds the drop, going to swing it back over to the United Kingdom. And at the 11th hour, the United Kingdom get that break point back. 2,000 points to the good, and it is now 1-1. What a map there from the United Kingdom.
Oh, that was tragic. I bet Aki's kicking herself so much right now. Holding it strong for the entire map. And then just right at the end, maybe nerves getting them, but the UK just holding on better throughout that ending. It was a 3-minute map, so there was a lot of stamina, mental, physical to be had, and they just held on better.
Absolutely. I mean, Zubin saying a 60k PB. I mean, what a time to get it. And we're all square. This is now a best of 11, effectively. Cancel out the first two picks, kind of just handshake them. It's like, all right, you guys picked Rice, we picked LN, and split the difference. Where do we go now? Yeah, Kingdom looked great on the Rice picks, Rice pick so far, barring the early mishap from Zubin, and the United States looking really good on the LN, barring the tiny bit of a collapse there at the end. Both of them finding misses at the crucial moments when the United Kingdom was able to hang on just that little bit longer, just throw themselves over the line. But I mean, very little separating these two teams right now.
Yeah, the UK maybe looking at that LN win, maybe want to go, never mind, they go for speed 2 instead of another LN. Just trying to outspeed the United States on Kokushi Muso. The slower of the two speeds, but I would say has a little trickier patterns. It's a lot longer than the first speed, so there's just a lot more room to mess up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if we see the story play out similar to how the Rice pick went, where it's very high accuracy decided by a singular drop, or if it's going to be like that LN pick where we're just trading back and forth and whoever just throws their bodies over the line at the end to take the point is going to be who wins it. But we'll just have to wait and see. I was going to make a prediction about the rosters, but for the UK, I imagine it's still going to be Spanner Dude and Zubin. Who comes in for the United States? It looks like it's going to be M-Biscuit for this one.
I think M-Biscuit probably going to be handling most of the Rice and speed for the United States. Looked very good on that Rice floor. And yeah, again, that just Taiko reading advantage coming in handy there.
Yeah, we saw a brief appearance from them, probably leaving to check some settings, because I wouldn't want to leave anything on the table here. Makes sense to maybe double check some settings, make sure the scroll speed's right, make sure the skin's right, but want to see if they make an appearance or if... Okay, there we go.
And they're back. We look to be ready. Another 3-minute one. Almost the exact same length as the last map, so there is room for cinema.
Yeah, I hope I hope we see another story similar to LN1. For all the heart attacks it gives me, I love it. Seeing the score swing back and forth like that is always an exciting prospect. So
yeah. Especially as you could hear in the song right there, this map gets quite intense, especially towards the end.
Alright, starting off, very innocuous streams, doublets making their appearance just for good measure. Before we really start to fly off the rails here, but no early mishaps, which is great. Don't want anybody missing on air, it feels like, before anything really actually happens.
Yep. And Zubin finding the first miss, all the way down to 98 recovery now though. Dude actually finding a couple act drops throughout that intro at the low 99.
Yeah, maybe just doing their best to try to hang on to the full combo in lieu of the accuracy. Maybe just trying to make sure they hit those triplet bursts as much as possible. But as I say that, finding the drop now going to give the United States about 17,000 points to work with Aki and Biscuit holding on to the FCs. I mean, it's a bit of a bold proposition asking or challenging the United States to a pick like this when there isn't that much in terms of LN complexity. All the orange notes that we're seeing are basically crushed enough that you just kind of just play them like rice streams. And I mean, with double FC on that side, there's not really much the United Kingdom can do unless they start trading some of those misses back here. 22,000 points into the next sky section. Half the map still left to go here. And Aki's giving the first one to fall. And Biscuit with a 50, hanging on to their full combo just by the skin of their teeth. Could potentially make a huge difference here. As we continue on, it's still 19,000
Oh, and Biscuit
points.
more act drops.
Still hanging
Down to
on,
98.
Potential lifelines for the United Kingdom at this point. You need them to try to grasp onto anything. Both Zubin and Spanner to bring themselves back into the equation here in and around that 99% mark with some combo to work with. Eager to try and capitalize on any drops from the United States.
Ooh, huge 200s from Spanner, dude. Can't really seem to hold on to that 99% on this map.
Yeah, but crucially, I mean, just able to avoid the misses, I feel like are going to play a huge factor here as we make our way into the last quarter of the map. And as things stand, everybody's recovering very nicely from their misses. And Biscuit still holding on to the only FC in the lobby as things stand. I mean, even with the drop, Aki, with that 99.7% accuracy, is absolutely huge for the United States here. If they do find any little hiccups here towards the end, 33,000 points of a cushion to work with, and growing 40,000 points now, just based off of that accuracy alone.
Yep, and just the ending now.
And here we go. This is going to be a heck of an ending here for the United States. And Better with a miss for the road, not really going to do much there. And Biscuit with the FC on speed 2 here. The 250s hard in mouth moment. But what's that score from Aki?
Yeah, almost as many 200s as misses there.
That
was quite insane. Basically
crazy.
half a ratio of everybody else in the lobby.
Yeah, no, that's that's ridiculous. But I mean, strong pick from the United States, a strong answer back from that LN1 pick, kind of picking up where they left off, and nobody's won their pick yet.
Yep, they're just giving each other picks. And Speed won as a trade from the US. I think pretty good pick considering what just happened.
Yeah.
And I kind of wonder who the second player for the United States is on this, because I do know they have one person on their team who really likes CRT. There he is in chat.
It's Dan time.
Yep.
It's like, this isn't a song, this is boss music.
Yep. If you play 1K, you've heard of this, or you've heard stories and tales of this, but it is an edited map for the tourney. It is not the loved CRT.
Okay.
It removes the impossible bursts.
Oh, okay. The basically overlap notes, it feels like, towards the end, or basically throughout the song. It's just littered with impossible patterns.
Anything over 1/4 snap, they like just reduce down to 1/4.
Yeah.
So it's still like 360 BPM speed, like Hug and Kill and Psychopath Justice, but you know, more humanly possible, or well, for these players. Still 5.6 4 stars.
You know, normal things. And shortest map of this match so far, I think. Just over 2 minutes.
And I think that's not even like entirely true, because a lot of the map is nothing, and I think the drain time is also just like 1 minute.
No, that's fair. Yeah, it's a very quick in, quick out. Once you actually get into it, it feels like it takes forever, but I think it's just because you're never getting a break here.
Yeah, I think it has like 500 or 600 max combo. It's not a lot, so any misses are gonna just balloon that lead in either direction.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you touched on what I was about to mention here, where it's just like, we could see, like, if this is like 100,000 points one way or the other, that wouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world. A singular miss, you're bleeding like 25,000 points on this map.
Yep.
Alrighty, well, players are loaded in. It's going to be Zubin and Spanner Dude, Aki and Dan making the cameo appearance for CRT here. Nobody's won their pick yet. It's been all breakpoints. Another opportunity presenting itself to the United States to capitalize on, similar to how the United Kingdom had earlier. So let's see if anybody takes that and establishes that 1 point cushion here.
And after these few notes, it is going to get into it pretty quickly with this first half. Already throwing bursts at you, but it seems everybody has the speed for them.
Yeah, so far not too many issues. Zubin the only one languishing a little bit in that 98% range, just trying to hang on as best as they can as we take the first major real break of this map before we get into the next 3 quarters.
Yeah, I mean, everyone essentially hits the first half. It's gonna be like LNs until what is basically the last part of the map.
Yeah, a bunch of filler to kind of whet the appetite before we dive into the ending. And right now, 7,000 points for the United States. Not a massive lead in the context of this map. Like, that's one or two 200s, it feels like.
Yeah, no one's even at the combo cap yet.
Yeah. So, whoever blinks first effectively loses this map. And we're starting to see a couple of 200s coming through. A 3-way drop from the lobby. Dan picking up a second one for the Rogue. Gonna offset him. Dan picking up another one. Spanner just trades it back this time around. It's another 3-way drop. This time Aki drops. A combo reset from the side of the United Kingdom with a quarter of the map left to go here. Spanner with another drop. 13,000 points. The United States hangs on into the last LN. Zubin and Spanner missing on the last transition into it. And we were saying it's 60,000 points just off of singular drops. It's just how this map goes sometimes.
Yep. And it really was just the US holding on for those last like 100 to 200 combo while the UK didn't. And that's really all there was to it, but you can't not mention Aki's score there. Pretty much solo carrying that.
Yeah, that's the 60,000 point difference right there. Actual disgusting score on something like that.
2-digit 300 count once again. Oh my god, that 200 count as well. Just really good hack overall.
The fact that they can hack it instead of just survive it is
yeah,
disgusting. Everybody else is like, yes, we can play it. No, Aki can play it. But that's, I mean, to be expected from them. I think they would have been disappointed at anything lower. The fact that they got the 2 misses is probably enough for them to be kicking themselves for even missing on that. So, I mean, that's just the level that they pushed themselves to, and it's just up to everybody else to try and match it. And I mean, United Kingdom has matched it at least once and have been in and around to contest. So, finally, a team wins a pick that they picked. We end the streak at 3. The United States now up 3-1, with the United Kingdom up to pick next.
And with Mini coming in, might be seeing some more of those LNs or hybrids. I could see maybe like a Booner synergy. Yep, there it is, hybrid 1.
All right.
On the slightly easier side. Joke 2.
So we're going to see some changes here potentially for the United Kingdom. They might have also just come in to say the pick and leave. So we'll have to wait and see if they actually did stay in.
Well, there's Teasel as well.
All right. Always excited to see Teasel around. I would have expected, or I would have had them pegged down for SV Specialist and maybe 1 or 2 maps, so this one potentially being one that they can swing out here.
Yeah, this map does have some strange patterns at the confusing snaps, like 112 bursts, but like there's only 2 of them in the whole map. So like, you just kind of gotta be ready for it. But
Yeah, this is
on the shorter side.
Yeah, just shy of 2 minutes, barely. But it could also lead to some pretty explosive scores as well, similar to, well, not on the same vein as CRT. I feel like CRT is basically just a landmine waiting to be stepped on. This one, it basically, instead of like 20 to 30,000 points, you're maybe giving away like 5 to 10. But
yeah, a little more reasonable.
Yeah, a little bit more reasonable. Gonna be Spanner Dude and Teasel for this one. This time around, Aki and M-Biscuit. Surprised to see M-Biscuit in lieu of Sleepy Fluffball, but I imagine they might just be a little bit more comfortable on these awkward patterns, and given how dense it can get, the fact that they can handle the technical speed might have led them to be up for consideration over them. So let's see how they do. Everybody managing the introduction relatively well. Everybody in that 99.7-ish range. Spanner Dude picking up a very loud 200, going to drop them down and give the United States a tiny bit of a cushion to work with. 5,000 points as we make our way through this introduction.
Into the first sort of tech section, there's some of those boss bursts that nobody missed on, so good news there.
Yes, for others it might just be like a mash and pray kind of situation. No, these guys can basically handle what's being thrown at them, and right now,
no, geez,
about to say,
band, I think.
Yeah, just overhitting the transitional moment there, potentially with half the map left to go. Gives the United States a bit more of a cushion to work with. Now 22,000 points as we take the first big break of the map, and Everybody gonna be able to see the scores. The United Kingdom knows they have work to do as they make their way into this next PI section. The United States trying to nurse this lead home. They've capitulated some of these before, so about to wait and see if they can hang on. But as things stand, he's the only one finding drops in the lobby so far. Gonna double the lead for the United States now, 49,000 with a quarter of the map left to go. Looking very comfortable on this pick so far.
Nobody missing on the 112 bursts. They all seem to have studied up. And there's basically nothing left in the map. This ending a little tricky. There could be misses, but I don't think anything big enough to swing a 50k point lead.
Yeah, very well done.
They all FC the ending. In fact, 3 of them just FC the whole map.
Yeah. Easy in, easy out. Aki with the near V1SS, 995k grand finals, by the way. But this is, like you said, it's from Joke 2. It's Joke 2 grand finals, and Joke 2 grand finals compared to nowadays grand finals. Yeah, I'm not the most surprised. If you had told me that people were getting this score back in Joke 2, I would have thought you were crazy. Now, kind of expect it.
Yeah, how times have changed.
Yeah, the skill cap has definitely been pushed to an nth degree. Shout out Spanner Dude and M Biscuit basically tying on the map. But I mean, having that cushion with Aki scoring the way they are right now it's very hard to beat. You need that second person to be able to hang on just as well on maps like that, because they're not going to give you that much of an opening sometimes. And 4-1 now, the United States now back to their pick, an opportunity to make it 5 to the good. Have to wait and see what they decide to go for here.
Yeah, and it's starting to get a little dangerous for the UK, down 3 points, especially on the United States pick. But in turn, the United States could probably try to go for something slightly more risky, and they go for LN2 Gazelle. I mean, the 3 remaining LNs are all really hard, so yeah, a little harder LN here. Don't think we'll be seeing pretty much any FCs on this one either.
We say that. They're a quick in, quick out kind of a map, and I mean, hopefully we get the fireworks from LN1 on this one, where it's just back and forth all across the board.
Yeah, this is definitely even trickier than LN1. So anything could happen. Looks like we're gonna be seeing M Biscuit play this one. At least they're still in the lobby.
Yeah, it looks like it. The good looks are coming out here. Vanderdu, Zubin, Aki, M Biscuit gonna be the modification going into this LM pick for the United States. I mean, it's felt like M Biscuit has been riding the hot hand. It feels like, sure, maybe not outscoring Aki, but I mean, it's a pretty tough ask for anybody. But being able to lend that supporting score so far on the picks that they have won has proven to be a bit of a boon. And if they can withstand the tricks up this map sleeve, then I imagine the United Kingdom might have a bit of a hill to climb here.
Yeah, and M Biscuit having shown a very solid support ability to Aki with basically a consistent FC so far. It might change on this map, but yeah, we'll just have to see.
And an early drop from Spanner to the second one there, waiting to see if Zubins recovers, saying that Bancho took a second to load, see if that was an actual miss, but I don't see the combo recovering, and both the United Kingdom players not having the best of times. Spanner Dude actually
something
dropping out there?
Happened. Spanner Dude there. Maybe dropping a keycap?
Potentially. I mean, this is getting tense enough. Continuing on here, but this one potentially done and dusted there. We'll have to wait and see what happened. I mean, given the time it took for them to get back into it, maybe a keycap fell off. I mean, we're reaching that point
Oh,
Okay, the
and
keyboard
there
disconnected.
there's an
Inside 30
abort.
seconds, so that explains it. It's a short map. It's 2 minutes, so first quarter, that's 30 seconds. Yeah, that's fine. Perfectly A-okay. We'll call it a mulligan. We'll run it back. I think Aki will appreciate that. I saw they had found a combo drop into one of those TI sections, so a chance to clean things up a tiny bit there. I mean, for our own personal standards, I imagine.
Yep, run it back.
Yeah, it's one of the, like, I hate hardware issues determining maps. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Doesn't feel great to win that way either.
No, it feels very hollow, and I mean, being able to run it back and be able to say it's like, all right, even without it, we were still able to beat you. Perfect. So we'll see how this one goes. Everybody taking a chance to shake things out a little bit. I mean, we're already going into our 6th map. These maps are brutal, despite how easy some of these players are making these things look. These are very hard maps. They are very physically taxing sometimes, and had very few substitutions, barring 1 or 2 players. I mean, Aki's played literally all of them so far, so yeah, see if fatigue begins wearing away at the players before too long.
Yep, everybody hitting the intro this time.
Yeah, much stronger start banner, dude. All right, that was on you, but
Unlucky.
Unlucky. That's what we'll say. So 5,000 points for the United States to work with. It is very early on. It is still recoverable. We've seen the United Kingdom claw some of these scores back, so we'll put a pin on that one for right now. See how they progress as things continue on. Zubin holding on to the highest accuracy in the lobby, outscoring even Aki for the moment by about 200%. And Biscuit doing everything that they can to hold on to their FC as well, letting that supporting score for the United States. As we cross into the next quarter of the map, it is now 7,500 points for them here. But Biscuit's starting to find a couple of 200s on some of these bursts, and finding the miss as well. Going to shrink this lead. Ooh. As Spaniard now making that recovery run well above that 400 combo cap, inside of a 10th of a percent, able to take advantage of it and pull the lead back to the side. But Zubin finds the miss as the United Kingdom was starting to find some daylight here. 5,000 points now. The margin between the two teams with half the map still left to go. It's still anybody's game. We see leads like this evaporate before. Can the United States hang on, correct the mistakes from LN1 here?
From Spanner, dude.
Very crucially still holding on to their combo here, but there's only so much accuracy you can bleed away before it becomes a little bit too much. It was 15,000 points, and the miss. Spanadu finally finding the drop. Traded back this time around by Aki. A second one to boot as well. 16,000 points. Now it's resting on M-Biscuit for now to hold on to the combo, to try to hold off Zubin, who is holding on to some semblance to score another trade. This time it's between Aki and Zubin with a quarter map left to go. It's 20,000 points still for the United States, trying to hang on to this point here.
Yeah, these misses by Aki are super clean, which is why the lead is not shifting by as much. And Spanner, dude, those misses are very nasty.
I was reacting to Aki finding a bit of an accuracy drop, and Biscuit falling as well. But a full combo reset on the side of the United Kingdom, gonna basically make this one done and dusted. I imagine a bit of heart and mouth moment for the United States, thinking, given the level that the United Kingdom have been playing at, but 58,000 points, that one looked a little dicey there halfway through, but able to see it through to the end. It is now 5-1 in favor of the United States, with the United Kingdom up to pick once again here.
Yeah, and M-Biscuit pretty close to Aki there. A pretty evenly matched effort there from the United States. And the UK just didn't really have a player to match that.
Yeah, just the tale of supporting players there. And right now the United Kingdom basically paying the price for it, right, as things stand. Still have a couple picks to work with. I wouldn't count them out of this one just yet, but now the question becomes, do you start trying to chance accuracy battles against the United States here with the way that they're playing? Do you potentially start looking at the rice pool
Yeah, I think that might be some of their best opportunities here, especially that Rice 1, even though it does go pretty far. Like, all of these remaining maps are, I think, over 5 stars, so it's not really easy to act battle on them, but
Yeah.
I guess some
We're
are
also talking
simpler.
about these two countries. Like,
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, anything could happen.
I got a bold proposition for you.
What is it?
SV?
SV. Well, I feel like
It's definitely a pick.
yeah. I don't know if from the United Kingdom they tend to not really like that.
I mean, actually, against any other country that isn't the United States, A team or Japan, I feel like you can maybe shotgun it and maybe get away with it. Not against the United States. I feel like this is one of the only couple of countries that actually do practice SV.
Yeah.
What would you go for here? I mean, I feel like it has to be a Rice pick.
Yeah, I mean, Rice 1, despite being kind of fast, would be like the simplest one remaining, similar to Rice 4. But
Yeah.
Rice 3 could also work. I think Rice 2 is a little too tricky.
Maybe tricky is what you need. It's one of those, like, in a world where you feel like you can't win any of them, just win the one or go for the one that causes them the most headaches.
That's definitely one strategy, and that's what they're going for.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter how it doesn't have to be pretty. You don't gotta sharpshoot it. It's just gotta be higher than them. Gotta catch them slipping.
Yep. Another OD9. I think pretty much all of these Rice maps are OD9 or OD8. Very difficult to get a good ratio on. Especially in a song like this, which you're already hearing has a lot of snaps. Many snaps.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Cydosis, joke legend. And seeing it mapped, I mean, they make things pretty hard, all things considered. So, like I said, it ain't gotta be pretty. Just gotta be able to do enough when all is said and done. It feels like, and right now the United Kingdom just need anything to latch onto, because I think the United States has really found their footing, at least on this pool.
Yeah. Zubin so far the only one in the lobby. Maybe Spanner did just coming back to check something.
No, I think they're waiting on Mini Egg for this one. They're saying that they're restarting their computer, so just waiting on that boot up. You know how computers like to wait till the last possible moment to be absolutely the worst. So they did say they'll take their time out if they need to extend that timer. So 2 minutes for the pick, 2 minutes for the timeout in case if needed. So that's wild. I love reading the RC chat sometimes. It's like, what do you mean you take notes on this? I say as I literally had I literally downloaded Muse Score so I could learn one of the SV picks.
Yo, base.
I literally charted out the rhythm so I could memorize it. And I still got an A on it because I'm just bad.
It's tough out here.
Yeah. I was telling my team after the first week, is like, man, I'm too old for this, literally.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta make a formula for your whole map.
Yeah. It's just like, all right, I can't have this, so I need to memorize it. And I mean, thankfully I can. So for what it was worth, but we'll see.
And there's Mini Egg in the
Alrighty.
lobby now.
So we'll get this one underway before too long. People asking about scroll speeds. It's like 16 isn't weird. I play on 16.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm commentating this match and not playing in it, so.
Yeah, a lot of the Mania guys I've seen just put their scroll speeds so high I cannot read it in the slightest.
I don't understand it either. Normally I play on 26 and people are playing close to like 35, 40. I'm like, how? I flinch at the notes at that speed.
Yeah.
But getting this one underway here.
Ooh,
Opening a couple of bursts.
Really from Biscuit there. Down to 97 actually. 96 now.
Yeah, it's very easy to column rush on a map like this where the snaps change, you get it off on the wrong footing, you're just kind of dangling on for dear life because it was supposed to try to give you a bad judgment on one of those and you just tank the rest of the section. And now that's going to be the recovery run for the United States. Not a miss, but might as well have been a miss given the accuracy loss from them. And the United Kingdom running away with this for right now. 99.6, 99.5 for them. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be higher than your opponents. And right now, with the United States needing to make that recovery run, every single 0.1% that Embiskit can claw back, though, is some of that score lead shrunk. It is 11,000 points with half the map left to go here.
Yeah, Rhythm's a lot simpler now than in that intro, so Embiskit did have ample time to recover. But it's getting weird again. Oh, and there's backdrops again.
Yeah, kind of undoing all the good work that they were doing a little bit earlier as some of these LNs begin to dot the landscape. A bit of a chance for everybody to kind of catch their breath here. Aki and Zubin kind of canceling each other out, basically tied between each other, and the battle really is the difference between Mini Egg and Embiskit as things stand. A third of the map left to go. 13,000 points still in favor of the United Kingdom. Can they hang on here?
Nobody messing up the holds. Can be tricky to know which hand you end up on there, but nobody tripping out.
Going back into basically standard speed rhythms. 1-4, it's all over the place. No real tricky bursts to speak of. Give Embiskit a chance to recover some of that accuracy. Now threatening to get back up over that 99% mark, and it is 10,000 points still for the United Kingdom. Not a safe lead by any stretch of the imagination. Anybody blinks and this map is over with a tiny sliver of map left to go here.
The long stream at the end, nobody chokes.
Could still miss on air, but this is just a composure check. Can you still get your hands down? Yes. And the United Kingdom managed to hang on there. 11,000 points when all was said and done. Just a little hiccups from the beginning from Embiskit being the difference there. And the United Kingdom showing some signs of life. 5-2 here with the United States up to pick next.
And everybody FCing. But yeah, it was all about that accuracy difference. Not like particularly insanely high accuracies from anybody, but as you said, it didn't have to be pretty.
Yeah, it just has to be better than your opponents. And can we say that Zubin and Aki basically tied? They were effectively 2 judgments off of each other.
Yeah, that's insane.
All right, United States up to pick next. Opportunity to try and make it a match point situation by force. What did they go for here? They've looked really good on this bottom side of the map pool so far, barring that LN1 performance. And so got a lot of really hard hybrids to work on.
Yeah. Every single one of these LNs and hybrids are like almost on par with the density and technicality of Rise.
Hybrid 3.
Yep.
You know, for as much
Here
as they
we go.
ask You know, for as much as they ask for it, why not just go for the SV? They always jokingly ask for it.
They could. Maybe they're
like-
saving it for the last pick.
Maybe, who knows? But they'll need to get through this pick first if they want to get to that match point. Or you start giving the United Kingdom a little bit of momentum here. I imagine Spanner Dude will check back in. Maybe Sleepy Fluffball comes back in for this one. Oh no, Biscuit returns. The hard thing is, like, the United States has options to go into for a lot of these picks. It's like the complementary players are so well-rounded, it feels like. But for right now, still riding the hot hand for the United States are this duo of Aki and M-Biscuit. And for United Kingdom, again, just waiting on, like I said, probably Spanner Dude.
Yeah, I would
There we
imagine
go.
it's Spanner, dude. On a map like this, 245 BPM, OD8, hybrid, 5 stars. Pretty hard.
Yeah. It's like we say hard and we just see these scores and it's just like, alright guys, alright. You run out of superlatives at some point and you're just rehashing the same things like over and over again.
Yeah. We gotta just make a tourney with all the maps at like 6 to, I was gonna say a number but I shouldn't, 6 to 8 stars. And then have them play that.
They'd still find a way. They'd still find a way to 990k something. But alrighty, getting this one underway. Getting into the drop, everybody managing to make it through that introduction. The double is very compressed. Nobody finding drops on those, even these faster burst sections. Not catching anybody out as they make their way to that 400 combo cap. And this is about what I expected. Zubin actually finding a bit of an accuracy drop, transitioning out of that section. Gonna give the United States a bit of a cushion to work with for right now, but can be erased with a singular drop. 7,000 points is not something you want to be resting on as you progress further into this map. As Spanner Dude now joining Zubin with the mid 99% accuracy, while Aki and M-Biscuit just destroying that introduction there.
And this map being so fast and dense actually makes the hybrid aspect of it not really that hard to deal with. It essentially just plays like a Rise 5. So I think that's helping M-Biscuit a lot as well in keeping that 99.87.
Aki finding the
huge
drop
miss.
though. Huge indeed. Eliminates the entire lead that the United States has, and it brings the United Kingdom back into the equation here. Not the dirtiest miss of all time from Aki, though, as they make their way up towards that 400 combo cap. Actually going to lose about another 10th of a percent, bringing them back into the clutch of the Spanish. But Zubin trades it back with a bit of an action drop of their own, and it falls on the shoulders of M-Biscuit. That 9.8% accuracy, the highest one in the lobby here, starting to bleed a little bit away there, but still managing to hang on. Still 6,000 points in favor of the United States with a third map left to go here. Transitioning out of it, everybody's gonna look at their scores once again here.
The US dropping act towards the end there, bringing the score a little closer. It's only 6k.
Composure check time. Can you handle this outro? It's 8,000 points now. It's starting to climb for the United States despite this double FC on the side of the United Kingdom. It's just the raw accuracy from the United States carrying them through here. Still not a comfortable lead by any stretch of the imagination. Even these really compressed doublets not catching out anybody in the lobby as they FC their way through this outro. Anybody gonna find a drop here at the end? Last couple of
At the
death streams
ending.
beginning to rain down. Couple of 200s, a lot of 300s raining down.
Everyone's holding on to the combo, and the United States takes it.
My God.
M-Biscuit with the 3 out of 4 players with the full combo.
You're telling me they almost V1 double S? You're telling me they both almost V1 double S? That is crazy work. Actually ridiculous.
The United States now 1 match point up 6-2. It's really up to the UK now to pull off some kind of comeback here.
Yeah, not out of the realm of possibility, but I feel like the United States just has a pocket pick. I'm pretty sure they're just staring at that SV pick, just waiting to see if they can use it, or if they even need to use it. I mean, Rice 2 worked in favor of the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to be LN3.
Yeah. Bronze also quite tricky, so I think it's a valid pick considering what happened on the Rise 2.
Yeah. Understandable, all things considered, just a bit of a rock and a hard place kind of situation for the United Kingdom. No more leeway for them to work with here, and you know, imagine regardless of what happens here, the US could potentially just shotgun the SV pick and potentially just force this match to end.
If they practiced it.
You know,
that is the big question. Even though, I mean, they are the United States, but they could also go the route of intimidation, of like, we are the United States, we practice SV. So
yeah.
Maybe...
the only reason,
yeah.
well, I've been surprised before. I like to assume people practice. I've been proven wrong multiple times before, but I mean, who knows? That's a question for another pick. For right now, the United Kingdom looking to try to hang on. It might not even come into equation here if the United States just break this on them, end the match right here.
Yeah. I think this is a little bit denser than Rise 2. And obviously it does have the LN aspect of essentially just having every node be 2 nodes in terms of judgments. So that's definitely going to add to that.
Literally the only reason they pick it is for the song. I mean, hey, sometimes you get that buff of listening to a song you enjoy. It definitely has worked in the past for other teams, so last chance saloon for the United Kingdom. No more wiggle room for them to play with. The United States looking to try to set a date with Japan.
And M-Biscuit actually playing this one as well. This one is like a pretty release-heavy map, so I can see them struggling a bit in terms of that.
Potentially just banking on the bigger compressed notes. Miniegg finding the drop on the slider burst. Gonna bring them back into the clutches of M-Biscuit, who manages to hang on, cross that 400 combo cap along with Aki and Zubin. It's gonna devolve into a top half versus bottom half battle, I feel like, where Zubin and Aki are just gonna cancel each other out. And Zubin's the one that blinks first for the United Kingdom. That's not the one that you wanted to find the miss on. It is now 8,000 points for the United States, but M-Biscuit finding a pretty massive trade.
Yeah.
Losing about an entire percent. Miniegg trades one of them back, but still advantage the United States for now as we continue on. 8,000, 9,000 points now. As we progress further into this chart, 2/3 of the map still left to go here in the United States, riding high. 17, 20,000 points, a full combo reset on the side of the United Kingdom. Again, compound matters here, as there are no trades back that time around from the United States.
Yep. M-Biscuit now winning his 1v1 at the bottom, so the United States off to a pretty good lead halfway through the map here.
Yeah, just so many different polyrhythms that take you for a bit of a ride. Another full combo reset. It's starting to go from bad to worse here for the United Kingdom. A third of the map left to go. 60,000 points for the United States, who I imagine probably still feel like they have to try to sharpshoot this. Aki does finally find a miss before too long, but they're still a full percent ahead, almost ahead of their next closest competitor, and 90,000 points of a margin to work with.
Everyone hits SV.
Yeah. It's like, what do you mean this is an SP pick? But doesn't catch
Maybe
anybody
that's
out.
a sign.
Yeah.
Well, I think
not
the
gonna have to
United
play it this
States
time
might
around. So
might just put it away here.
yeah, the more misses coming out from the United Kingdom, just not able to establish a foothold here. It's basically done and dusted. Both of them down a full percent to their counterparts on the other side of the lobby, and it was a valiant effort. A lot of those maps could have gone either way, given a couple extra judgments here or there, but the United States, when it comes down to it, when they stare at the face of elimination, they stare back, and they are a tough customer to deal with as they break combo at the very end of the map, but the damage has been done, 100,000 plus in terms of a score lead, and they managed to close this one out by a score of 7-2 to set up that date with Japan later today. That match is going to take place tomorrow rather, at 4:30 UTC on Sunday.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be an exciting one given how this turned out. I think the United States might actually give the Japan team a run for their money. Especially like considering Ambiscuit's skill cap, I didn't know it was this high, especially on LN and everything else.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting prospect, but that will do it. Commiserations to the United Kingdom will be our bronze medal finishers for this iteration of the 1K World Cup, and there we have it. The dust settles. More than 32 teams came into this. Or, wait, we started round of 16. What am I talking about? There's too many tournaments going on, man. 16 teams came into this one. There are 2 teams left.
Yeah, and it's kind of a deja vu of last year. I think this is exactly what the grand finals look like there. And last year, the US already put up a pretty decent fight against Japan, and they only look stronger this year.
Yeah, I am looking so forward to that match. But outside of that, I think we've said all we can say. So, again, 4:30 UTC Sunday. Be here. You do not want to miss it. Until then, we'll catch you guys later.
See you then.